Well, I suppose you guys have been wondering where in the world I've been. It's been close to 2 months now since I put a video out. I know there was a video that I put out somewhere in between that 2 months time frame. But I guess the reality of it is I've been busy. I've been busy around here doing little odd jobs, different things like that. And it's just one of those things where when I started doing YouTube videos, I really never intended to do the day in life of Doug or the day in life of what I do around here. It was more intended to bring videos to you that were either educational or eye-opening or a way to show organization and things like that. And you know, right now I'm putting away a bunch of tools from a project I was working on the last 3 days, and I'll show you real quick out there what that was. Back to the whole YouTube thing, you know, I started my own channel, and it was to, like I said, you know, either give some advice, give some ideas, do some different things, some customization, some garage organization, all that. And I just over the past 2 months just haven't had any creative videos, just haven't had anything that I haven't already done and that hasn't already been put on the internet by other channels and been beat to death for a million times. So I guess, you know, it's just one of those things where I don't like putting out content that either has already been hit up a million times or anything like that. And when I got into doing this, I wasn't going to, I told myself, don't get into that whole buying your content thing. And for me, that was something that I felt strongly about. I didn't want to have to go buy something to create a video. If I bought something and it was good content to share with you guys, then that's one thing. But I wasn't really interested in just buying something to go out and create a video and do something like that. So it was against my not my beliefs, but it was against what I wanted to do for YouTube as far as how to create videos and things like that. But you know, when it comes to the garage things, I haven't done a whole lot of videos with the garage since the start of the YouTube channel back 2.5 years ago. And that's just because I've done these things and I don't want to just keep beating them to death and putting them out there for you guys to get bored with. When I do have something that's very creative or unique or interesting, then yeah, I'll video it. I like to be the first one to the YouTube scene with something new rather than copying it or doing it 2 or 3 times. I've got a bunch of stuff sitting around the garage right now that I've been working on. We're going to go take and show you some other things that I've been doing. So as I do new things, I'll bring them to you. I'll do videos on them. Yeah, it's been, like I said, it's been 2 months since I've put out any kind of consistent videos. I've had 1 or 2 in there through the time frame, but you know, just to put a video out, to do a video is not really what I was into. I do this for fun. I don't do it for a living. I don't need to do it to generate income for my family. I do it to supplement income to, I guess the whole reason I started it was to pay for diesel fuel for the equipment. But it's just one of those things where I'm not going to do a video to just do a video. And I don't want to bore my subscribers. I don't want to do things that they've already seen 52 other channels do. I got back into doing firewood, things like that, which I've always enjoyed my entire life. So got a bunch of wood out there. I've got over 30 some baskets of firewood split up right now. We'll show you some of that here in a minute. And I guess we'll go through and show you what I've been doing, just snippets that I haven't videoed the whole process of doing it, just because I don't think it's unique enough, because I don't think it would keep your interest enough. So that's kind of, you know, where I'm at with the whole YouTube and what are you doing and everything like that. And I know a lot of you guys really enjoyed the garage videos, the organization videos, things like that. And yeah, at some point we'll get back into those. So anyhow, I guess that's kind of where we are with the YouTube channel. Got all the tools put back. I've got some paint. We painted out on the pool deck this summer and repainted around the pool deck this summer, I should say. So pretty amazing stuff. It's a cool field deck paint, and man, they're not lying. You walk out there on a 85, 90 degree day, and normally that would be very hot on your feet. Let's go ahead and take a ride around here and show you what else I've been working on, just to, I guess, prove that I haven't been sitting on the couch. Talked about painting around the pool deck here. This is that Cool Feel paint. We use that to paint all the way around the pool deck. Do that once every 3-4 years, something like that, just to keep it looking good. But over to this, I do want to show you real quick. The front wall over there has had this, they call it faux stone. Faux is a easy way of saying fake stone, but that's a fake stone panel. There's probably 4 of them there, but we had that over here on the front wall of the pool. And what I found was it was starting to work its way loose on this corner, and I thought, well, that isn't right. I don't know why it was pulling out. So I gave a good pull on it and came to find out, and I'll show you a quick clip. This 4x4 was rotten, and this 2x10 header was rotten out. So I pulled all of the fake stone off of there because it was glued and screwed on there. There was no way to take it off without destroying it. So we did destroy it, getting it off. But in order to replace this header, I had to put a 4x4 support in there, and this time I put them on these metal risers, galvanized risers, and then I had to put one in here. You know, look who showed up to help us out. But anyhow, had to put this in to hold this up for the support underneath, and I put that other one in to hold the support up off of this piece when I cut the 4x4 out. Cut that 4x4 off flush with the ground because yes, it is down into the ground. Cut it off, lagged in this metal bracket here, and brought it back up. Took the railing off, and that's pretty simple to do. Is you unscrew all the railing from where they screw into the side of the post, and took the sleeve off. Pulled that post up out of it, cleaned it all up, put the new one back in, run it back down. Making it sound simple, but there was actually quite a bit more work to it. Had to take my water valve off here that goes in across. But anyhow, that's one of the projects out here. So the next thing that I have to do now is put nailer boards or hanger boards, if you will, across here based on whatever new stone we get or decide to go with on there. And I'm going to redo all that with some stone. And let's go ahead and jump on to some of the other things we've been working on around here. I've been cutting up a ton of firewood, and I did a video a while back about a couple trees that were hung up over at my neighbor's property, and went over and finally got those down. I didn't video that either. It just didn't seem like it hadn't already been done 100,000 times. But we've got my saw log rack, bucking rack, whatever you want to call it, all loaded up. This is all white oak here. There's a lot of the hickory I still have left from the big tree that we took down. I've got a handful of baskets left over here. And man, guys, I'll tell you, I absolutely love a vertical splitter. Absolutely, for what I do, the way I split the wood, I love a vertical splitter. I spent the entire day last week, I think I was out here for 10 hours, cutting, splitting, cutting, splitting, filling baskets. And my back never got sore one single time. If there's one thing I can say about a vertical splitter and elevating your work area, the older I get, the more important it is that I do things standing straight up and down. If you can do it because it will help you out later down the road. But either way, the Wolfridge 17 VS, I still have it here, and absolutely love this thing. Love vertical splitting. Let's go over here real quick and take a look at what I actually have as far as wood inventory. And most of this was done this year on either the 17 VS or the Wolfridge 28C Pro there, the compact commercial. like I said, love the vertical for what I'm doing. It's so much cleaner as far as the chaff and everything that you get off of it. But just wanted to show you some of this wood that I've split up. This is all oak, white or red oak here. That they're the offcuts or the outside cuts from all of this oak that I've been cutting up as premium bundle wood. All red oak, premium bundle wood. You know, some of this stuff, the size of it's not huge, but boy, you should smell the wood yard when you come over here and smell this. It really, really smells good. So I've got 4 baskets, actually 5 baskets of barkless premium red oak. I've got a bunch of baskets of cherry. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 baskets of pure cherry that I got split up. Like I said, there's over 30 some baskets here, so I'm figuring that's a little more than 10 cords of wood, what I've got split up. Something else I did, you guys, and I haven't seen anybody do this yet, but I didn't video it, didn't want to video it, I just wanted to see if it would work. But do you see how I've got the lids actually going out over the top of the cages? Most guys, they're set on there, cattywampus, crooked, they look like crap, not secured on, they get blown off, it's not cut properly, whatever the story might be. But one thing that I did is when I got some of these bladder tanks here, I specifically asked a buddy of mine, hey, can I get a couple of those? So I want to try something. And I cut these things up. So I cut them as they would fit into the basket. So the lid would be up top here of the bladder tank. But that's not how I cut. So I cut across the lengthwise of these and sectioned it in 2 pieces. So I cut the top lid out of that thing, and also on the one side where the valve is, I cut that out of it. So as that bladder tank was sitting in here, I cut it up around this way and this way. And any of you guys that have cut these up, you know what I'm talking about. But anyhow, so how do you get something that fits on the inside of this cage to fit snugly on the outside of this cage? And it is a snug fit on there. The wind will not blow this off. They won't blow any of those off. And that's what I was going for. I wanted to put these covers on here to keep the rain and snow off the top of the wood, but not to worry about a windstorm coming and blowing them off. Well, what you do is you cut them like I just said in that specific manner, where you cut them up around this way. But the key to this is then you take a ratchet strap and you hook it around this side and you bring it all the way around and you bring it into where you've cut your opening piece out of it and you bring it all the way back around that way. You get that ratchet strap and you ratchet this thing and snug it up nice and tight so it pulls the whole cage, the top of this cage, it pulls it and compresses it down just enough. And guess what? When you compress it down just enough, it allows you to set that lid on there and then release the lid, and it compresses back out and it actually puts a snug bite on these things. So I don't take the lids off of them until they're ready to be used. So needing to pull that lid on and off is not an issue. It just makes it a lot nicer. So that worked out very well. So if you guys are using these lids, don't just cut them real short here and then plop them on the inside, because then that water runs down on all 4 sides of your wood you're trying to keep dry. Put it on the outside and a lot of times it will drip down the side of the cage and not down through your wood. But as I walk through my my pile of wood here, I haven't started selling a lot of this yet. I've given away a couple different baskets to friends and relatives and things like that, but all the stuff with the tarps on it is stuff that I split up last year. This is all seasoned and ready to go. And a lot of this was with the 28C Pro compact commercial from Wolf Ridge. So that's been seasoning for 9 months to 2 years, somewhere around there. And everything over back here with the white lids on it has been started from this spring till I guess today. So I've got a bunch of that wood split up that you've seen me do some in videos, but for the most part, it really, I just come out here during the afternoon or whatever for some exercise, for some quiet time, I guess, and split it up. Something else I did real quick, wanted to show you, is you guys that cut your baskets open, and I don't know if you've ever done it, but when you lean in, you got to be careful of these sharp edges. So I just went to Dollar General and bought a $2 pool noodle, cut it up. These are just what's laying in there, so when I'm reaching over in the basket when it's empty, I guess, I don't get snagged on any of the cut rails there. But just throw up some cut pool noodles and leave them down here in the wood yard somewhere to put around your baskets. I've got Autumn with me today, like I said. There's Autumn, and we just celebrated our 34th wedding anniversary. I was a pretty young dude when we got married. I was 21 and she was 23, but I knew what I was doing when I picked the older lady. But yeah, so we just celebrated our 34th wedding anniversary. Kids are 25 and 21, so let's go over here and take a look at this big oak that's still left. All right, so if you take a look at this big red oak stem that's left here, I'll bet there's 30 foot left on that, and I'll do a clip, show you in the video here where that particular tree, there was a big limb that was hanging off of here, and called that the Widowmaker in that video, and it was hung up in there. And actually in that video I was standing or up on top of that. Come around here and you take a look at this, and it made an absolute mess when it broke out of here. It split all of that out. So that was where it was hung up. It was still right here where all these splinters are. That's where that thing was hung up and laying out over. That's what's left of what I didn't take or couldn't take out of here. And when it came down, it wiped out, I think, 2 other trees over here. Got what I could out of those. And like I said, there was 15, 18 inch diameter red oak just from the limbs that came off of this thing. And then that massive main trunk, those were all around 25 inch diameter. And that's where I got all that barkless oak at home. And then what you guys didn't see, or what I didn't have video of, was the other side of this tree finally broke and blew off and went that way. And we'll walk over here and you can see where it wiped out 2 other white oak trees. There was one over here and there's one back there that when that thing came down, and again, it was another 25 inch diameter limb, it wiped out these big huge white oaks. And you can see there's a couple, 3 of them right here still all in this area that were unscathed, but really nice white oaks here. But that big massive red oak came down, and I did my best I could to clean this up. You know, I reopened the trail over there, because the big massive limb that went down over on that side plugged that trail. This one was blocking this trail, and it was hung up. It was hung up top there at 30 feet. So when it was broke off, it was still up there, and it came down and it was laying down in here. I did not video that because it was one of those things where I think I spent almost 3.5 to 4 hours just trying to get it broke loose from up there. I had to come in here and break everything off of the limbs, and I wasn't going to do it with a chainsaw because I did not want to be out here underneath anything, because the way these limbs all branched off of this main trunk line, the amount of weight that was up on that thing, if it was to come down, it would lift me or anything up off it. Matter of fact, I was concerned that if it fell and I happened to have the bucket or the boom above one of the branches or limbs that was out here, and those limbs, like I said, the smaller limbs were 10 inches that were hanging out that I was pulling on, if the weight of that massive branch or limb came down, stem, whatever you want to call it, it would have lifted and flipped the excavator over. So I was trying to be careful. I was trying to be quick, and I didn't want to mess around with cameras to try to get good shots of doing that. So I got that taken care of, got those all cut up, cut those up into, I think, 10-foot log lengths, hauled all those out of here on the skid loader with forks. And it was everything that the skid loader had to get those hauled out of there. But we got this all cleaned up for my neighbor Bob. This is his beautiful piece of property over here. He's got just absolute massive hardwoods in here. The white oaks, the red oaks, the maples, the cherries. There's another one over here that, you know, just a beautiful, beautiful maple tree. And this particular one, back to this one, that's this red oak that I got the wood off of. If you take a look at my wingspan, that's more than 5 foot diameter on that tree. I don't have a saw capable of cutting all the way through that. I don't know if there's a good way to do it, but there is a massive amount of wood still left in this tree that's just going to die and rot off. If I could come up with a way to get this thing cut out of here just to get that red oak, I would. But again, it's one of those things where I don't want to risk myself doing it. You know, I might be able to come in and cut section half of it off and whatnot, but the weight of that tree alone, just the sheer size of that thing, is, you know, as dangerous as a full-grown 50-foot tree that could come down and hit me. The weight there, you kind of got to worry about it. So, you know, it's one of those things. Do I do anything with it or not? I'm not sure yet. If I get hard up for firewood, maybe I would come over and cut it out, or maybe I would just cut it out just to, you know, to see what it's about. But there's some cracks in this tree. There's a massive crack that runs all the way down through here. And I think that's probably part of why it ended up dying and splitting and breaking out. But again, there's just a lot of neat wood in there, and I think the internals of this thing were rotten, and that's why it came down. When I showed you all the baskets over there, that's where a lot of that red oak came from. I've taken down a bunch of cherry trees that I had leaning over from previous videos that I didn't put in any new videos, because again, it was just the same thing, doing over and over again, and I don't want to bore you guys with the same old stuff, and I sure hope I'm not boring you now with this video. But just kind of, I've had so many people reach out and say, hey, is everything okay? Where are you? They're starting to comment on Adam's channel. You know, where's neighbor Doug? I'm still here. I'm still busy. I'm still doing a lot of things. Again, I just don't want to bore you guys with the everyday routine. That's not what my channel was put out there for, or what I started it for. So that's where we are. Let's go ahead and take a run over to my son's house and show you some of the things we did over there that we've been working on. All right, so we come around the back side here, and the previous owner of this house, they did an addition on here, and I've done a couple videos over here where we remodeled the upstairs, did some work up there. But one thing out back here is they had this retaining wall in here, and then this whole area was filled with gravel, just ugly gravel. And then over there where the patio furniture was, there were some paver stones. And around the corner, and we'll go down and show you all this, but down around the corner there was another different size paver stone, and it just didn't look right. It didn't fit the theme of the way this retaining wall wrapped around here, and it didn't work. It didn't aesthetically look pleasing when you came out here. So Chase decided that you know, he wanted to do something back here. So what we did was said, okay, well, what if we concrete this? And I personally didn't do that, and I'll show you a quick video clip. I helped pull mud, I helped pull the wire up, helped, you know, get the forms taken care of and all that, but I didn't actually pour the concrete. I don't know how to do that well enough that I wouldn't do it on my own, and it was too big of a job to do by myself. So we hired that done, got this poured, and just we'll step down over the retaining wall here, and now he actually has a place where he can put his gas grill over here. Makes it nice because this actually sat over on the porch over there, and it just made that very cramped and crowded. Was able to move his table down off of the porch because the table was on the porch as well as the grill, and he moved that down off of here, and now it opened up the back porch to this furniture, which the furniture did sit over here. So it actually just opened it up and made it so much nicer. But then now this walkway or this path comes out through here, and we built a curb because there is a step up, and also we had to bring dirt in, topsoil in, and get this, and you can see it's really starting to come in and grow nicely. We're pretty much done over here with his back porch area, and it actually has turned out really nice. So all the water slopes this way. and that way. So when it rains, everything runs right out through there and down over the hillside. All right, and finally, yes, I still come over to Adam's house. You just don't see me in his videos much anymore. Either I'm busy or I just can't stand the guy. I just don't want to be here. But either way, yeah, I come over and still give him advice. I, maybe make a suggestion to, hey, put a pond down there, or, put a stick in the pond up here to see how much water you're going to gain and lose and all that. But I guess the reality of it is,
I got to give credit where credit is due. Pond number 2 was Doug's idea.
either way, I'm not looking for the credit. I just kind of get a kick out of, how things kind of progress and lead up. And, again, it all goes back to thanking Adam. This is why I'm here doing what I'm doing, is because he got me into it. He got me hooked on it. He got me started into it and enjoying it. But again, he does it for a living. I do it for the fun of it. And you guys that are wondering, where are you, Doug? Why are you not around? It's because I just don't need to put a video out, and I don't want to bore you guys. Like I've said a couple times already here, I just don't want to waste your viewing time for stupid things that you get turned off on. And when you see a new video come up, you're like, I don't really care to watch it today. Same old stuff or whatever. I want you to click on my video and be like, okay, what's he doing, or where is he going, and what's he been doing? So yeah, I still come over, see what he's doing, see if I can help with some advice there. He's at a point now where I don't need to actually help him or show him what to do. He's learned so much over the past, how many years have we known each other now? 2, 3?
3.
He's learned so much over the past 3 years on how to do things himself that I don't think I need to, and I don't want to call it babysit, but he doesn't think he needs to call me and have me here helping him and showing him.
No, I really, at this point, I call and just ask for advice on what do you think should be done here? And then once I have an idea, or you give me the idea, then I can run with it. But I know when I first got the excavator, I called you over and was like, hey, I got to load this pile of dirt in the dump trailer. Where would you park the dump trailer? Where would you park the excavator? What's the most efficient way to do this? And now I look back at that and I'm like, I can't believe I called and asked those questions. But when you're new to it, you're new to it, right? And so now I don't feel like I need to call and ask those kinds of questions.
Right. So, you guys are wondering why you haven't seen me on Adam's channel. He doesn't need me anymore. I'm moving on to the next kid on the block that's not sure what to do. And that's, my whole life's been coaching. I've always enjoyed that. So he'll send me a video of, how the pond turned out. And I'm like, man, that really turned out nice. So I guess we're going to end that one here today. If you like the video, give me the thumbs up. I'm still around. I'm still going to make videos when I see fit. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one. Who knows when that'll be.